Well, the best thing to do when you're trying to build a library of a location like that, and you have to educate and teach the recordist, like what to identify what is good. Like, how do you identify what is good? How do you identify what is bad? And my rule of thumb when I'm recording is what's good should be in front of you, and what's in bad should be behind you. Um, so that's like, you're just using basic mic technique, and the people I'm working with, sometimes they're sophisticated and sometimes they're not. So you kind of have to bring it down to the basic levels to make sure you get them well trained. And you just say, these are the kind of things that we want, like, the voices, the kids, uh, if the traffic's unique, and they may not anticipate that their traffic is unique, but if you've ever been to, say, Bangkok or Indonesia, you have the sound of the tuk-tuks, the sounds of the scooters, the sounds of, people pushing carts, you know, and so that traffic sounds distinctly different from North American traffic or European traffic. Or they could have cobblestones, right? So you just tell them to just shoot a lot and shoot long takes. Don't move around. Don't talk. Don't, touch yourself and put noise on the recordings. And watch your breathing if you're standing next to a mic, because you don't want that kind of stuff of big nose breaths on the recordings.
The creepy
So
sound.
we've been through it many times, so we kind of go through that kind of education process. So
How long is the process kind of taking from we need this type of sound effect to then getting it? And then are they just handing you over kind of the raw files with some metadata and then you're mastering?
when they do the recording, they just hand us raw files. The expertise in mastering is not something everybody has, and what someone may perceive as something that can't be fixed can be fixed. Whether you're using editing or isotope. So they may not, because they may be too close to the recording, or they may be focused on perfection. And so you really don't want the recordist doing the mastering unless they have that objective experience of doing the mastering themselves. If they've overshot something, say you have 10 shades of gray on one subject, like one recording, do you really want all 10? I'm sure 5 will be fine. And that's another thing we try to teach them, like variation, different perspectives, different angles, different distances, different times of day, different situations, so that when you record something, you don't have the same thing repeating over and over and over again. So we'll generally do the mastering, and then following that, we'll give them tips and advice on how to do it better.